and smart and go to school with people who telling them.
She said your first bully is your family. That's hard. That's tough.
That little girl, that young soul,
that's tough.
Young sister is WIZ Belittle.
And she piecing them together correctly.
And I feel like she just sunned the entire panel. I don't know what they said.
Straight up.
I don't know what they said, but she just sunned them all.
Yes.
Right. Bravo to the mother.
Mm-hmm.
Bravo to that young sister.
Mm-hmm.
Every word she's saying, I don't disagree with none of it.
None whatsoever.
Like whatever. Maybe she knew someone who grew up like I did, because whatever she's saying, I'm literally seeing flashbacks.
I think it's like, I'm right there.
Dog,
I'm there with you.
I'm trying not to get upset.
You're allowed.
No.
You see the smile. You may have paid attention to the thumbnail, but this is the umpteenth view. Tis I, JusHenry, the original. I'm so glad that we are back. Happy New Year to you all. Happy New Year, cuz. This is the good cousin.
So WIZ, good people. How y'all feeling? There's a problem with this mic. I just remember. I gotta be
focus.
talking like this. Yeah,
you gotta aim at it.
I gotta adjust it. We kind of switched up the setup a little bit. I hope y'all figured
they just shaking it up for y'all a little bit.
Just a little bit. New year.
Yeah.
I guess.
New look. We using some technology type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
We're trying to get fancy in this bit.
Why wouldn't we? We are eloquent. We are elegant. We are fantastic, regal creatures. So why wouldn't we?
I like it.
Man, I wanted to flex on that one. That was a good one.
That's all right. I agree.
I'm just saying.
What you got for us, cousin?
Well, we're gonna react to a nice, lovely video I found on TikTok. This one kind of leans into the kids will say the darndest thing type of category, but like more of an educated, well-versed, culturally diverse type of perspective. It actually is. It's quite motivational. This piece. So honestly, I don't really have too much to kind of lead into it. I kind of wanted to leave this kind of open because the conversation that this will provoke is going to be wonderful. It's going to be great, mainly because we've got a married man, we've got an unmarried man. We never married should be my pronoun there. Is that, I'm joking.
Adjective.
My adjective. I'm trying, it was a bad attempt. Anyway, work with us. Work with us here.
We want to hear what you say.
Let the girl speak.
Somebody's over here.
Smiley coming up.
So in my house with my mom, it was always everything was up for discussion. Everything was up for discussion because my mama, she a real understanding person. So
mom's understanding.
It was literally a conversation I had growing up with me. I'm a real knowledgeable person. I like to know a lot of stuff.
She meant curious.
So so the way I would come across and say things, she'll be like, I know you not coming from a standpoint of you trying to be disrespectful to people, but some people don't understand you how I understand you, so you might have to correct yourself. So I literally had a conversation with my mom. I was like, okay, I'm finna tell you stuff and stop me when I get disrespectful.
First off, let me pause real quick. I like the way that she's setting up everything. She's also explaining her upbringing, which is very, very, very mature.
Yeah, it's important.
To be able to get the context. I was just waiting on it. So we can make sure that we know where she's coming from. She's coming from a respectful manner. She's actually giving forethought, which is another sign of maturity as well, which I'm really, really, really applauding this young lady for. And I like the fact that she is proud of the fact that she and her mother have these types of conversations, which actually should be commonplace amongst all of us. You know what I mean? Because there's so many conversations that go unsaid, and then our children go looking for explanations elsewhere in the world, and that's when the crap hits the fan.
Yeah, but a whole bunch of nonsense. all type of different ideologies.
Oh, yeah.
Manifest themselves.
Oh yeah, because you don't know how to catch them. You don't know how to catch what's being thrown at you. You don't know how to take it, analyze it, and then let me break it down into its minute pieces to find out the root of it. Like, is it positive? Is it negative? Is it good for me? Bad for me? Is it for the greater good? Is it not for the greater good? Let's figure this out and move on.
I express my feelings, but that don't happen with everybody. And so when I was standing up here and you guys were like, don't belittle your children, but the whole statement of you're not on my level sounds like belittlement to us. It's saying you don't have as much value as me. You're not as important to me. You don't put up what I put up, so you can't have a say so in what we do. You don't pay bills. You don't own this house. You don't pay for nothing.
How do you feel about saying that to a child? Would you say that to your child?
No, but I don't think she's done.
No, she's definitely not done. I just wanted to touch on that point real quick.
I mean, because when I think what she's alluding to is something I experienced when I was told this, not necessarily by my mother, but like by my auntie, my mom's deuce, or just even like any adult speaking to us, is like they were projecting that conversation they had with us. And frustrations about other people, so they weren't necessarily talking to us; they're talking through us, right? And so, as a little dude, I just picked that up and I just shrugged that out. But if you ain't built for
not
it,
everybody's built like that.
If you ain't built
right.
for that hurts your self-esteem, and then it
right.
puts you
it can internalize
a terrible way of dealing with your problems.
Correct.
It's like
Correct.
taking Bill hurt your feelings, so you're gonna go take it out on Susie, right? And you're gonna look at Susie as if she's Bill, even though you're not confronting Bill. Instead of how my mode of thinking is, ain't too much my daughter can do to make me not address her like she's my child. Right?
Amen.
Especially because when I don't know,
I like it.
For me, my child is my future.
That's
right?
real.
And so
she's
supposed to be better than me.
Okay.
Right? And so I'm never gonna want to make her think that she's less than me when I'm depending on her to uphold my legacy.
That's counterintuitive.
Yeah,
outstanding.
So that's why I didn't want to really speak on it. I was like, all right, maybe she got something else in there.
No. I just wanted to, because of the sheer fact that the statement that was said that she broke down just now is said a lot. What was the movie Matilda, where he was like, I'm big, you're small, I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah,
I get it. I get it.
It's so good that you pointed out. Num and I was just watching a movie 2 days ago.
It's a beautiful movie.
Yeah, it's a wonderful,
beautiful movie.
Wonderful.
Miss Trudgeable.
The book is better. I'm definitely gonna read it to my daughter.
Yeah, man.
I never read the book before, but I just know there's a book. I just haven't checked it out.
Yeah.
But I love that movie.
I heard the book has a lot more to it than the movie did. So I never read the book, so I'll be honest.
But the whole bit of like the narrator says, he's like the problem, Mr. Wormwood, I think that's his last name.
Yes.
The problem he made is he says when a child is bad, he said when a person is bad. So then her being as knowledgeable as she is, as reading as she is, as curious as she is, so all right, well, if a person's bad, you just gave me the grounds to punish you.
Thank you.
That's
and if
words,
if I don't have the authority to do it, there is an authority above you, Daddy.
That's such a good example.
Yeah, but those are one of the best examples that I got of that is from that movie, and it's mainly because the way Matilda took that and still was able to flip that, like, well, okay, I mean, hey, if we're gonna use logic here. If we're gonna make sense out of this, Daddy, Father,
I'm only doing as you instructed.
You see what I'm saying? You said do as you say.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Which is beautiful, because then you can pay witness to your child actually listening to you.
Yes, sir.
That's actually another proud moment too.
So, and it's
that's good.
And it.
Go ahead.
And when you bring up the stuff that you do for your children, it makes us feel like a burden.
Yo, that just touched my soul. Hold on.
I got you.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. That,
and this is a young lady. She is no older than 15, 16, living at home with a single mother, coming up with this conversation.
So, I used to butt heads with my mother and Tobias. Parents like to say something like, I brought you in this world.
And I'll take you out.
Not even that. Like,
I get it,
brought
though.
you in this world, so you owe me.
Yeah. Yeah, the obligatory statements. Yes. Yes.
When I held my daughter, never, ever did that come. I owe you. Mm-hmm. I'm your parent. I brought you here.
I brought you here.
You didn't ask for it.
I'm responsible for you.
And the older I get in this game of being a father, the more angry I become at my parents, right? More angry, and not even, I used to get angry when I was in school at white folks, because I used to think they were better than me. Because they had caring parents, right? And the more I understand my younger self, right, and I'm not ashamed of it, and I don't fear and I don't regret it, right? I understand what I did, I did a lot of stuff that I did, but also I use it as motivations for my daughter to have more.
That's real,
right? And it's also important that I'm aware of. I got to see when children are spoiled and what happens when you spoil children, so I can make sure that while I'm trying to give my daughter everything that she wants and needs.
Yeah, because you know the line.
Yes,
you know the line.
Cross that line. I need her to understand a lot of the wisdoms I've got from the mistreatment.
Right.
How do you give that with the good treatment? Right. How you still get to
balance?
Things.
How you get that balance?
That
right.
notion of making a child feel like a burden, it
pains you. That's hurtful. That's seriously hurtful. That's traumatizing.
Lots of people, parents out there
doing it every day.
Doing that nonsense
every day. You owe me, child. You should behave yourself because you owe me, child. You should do X, Y, Z because you owe me, child.
This will be
honestly no.
Shot at innocence.
I know, right? I definitely know. I know, because honestly, like it's really the perspective of the parent. Like, why are you blaming the child? That's what you're doing. You're taking all the onus off of yourself in the moment of rearing a child. Matter of fact, taking responsibility of how you've reared this child from the moment that child can express the difference between right and wrong. My children, they could express the understanding of right and wrong before they could actually walk. So they were actually yes and no type babies before they could walk. So that's why I kind of question people on their tactics when it comes to child rearing, when they're, for lack of a better term, trying to make friends. Like, that's not your friend at all. And I'm stand on that till the day I die. These children are not our friends. They're our responsibility. There are gifts given to us that we are responsible to raise in an affluent manner. Like, why would you put riffraff out into the world? Why would you put scar tissue out into the biosphere? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes no sense. And then on top of that, if you're not cognizant or aware enough to know that you are wrong.
Good word.
If you are wrong in the beginning, matter of fact, you're not even aware enough in society. You're not open enough to listen to people that have told you that you were wrong. And now you're lost in your own little world, and you're raising these children in that same world. And guess what? Now these children go into the real world and got somebody either bigger and badder than them, or they do something that's wrong to other people, hurtful, harmful. We got to pay attention. We must pay attention to our children. We must pay attention to what we're saying to around our children at all times. Why? Because you are the example. They learn everything from you. They learn how to freaking walk from you.
Everything.
It makes us feel like I can't wait till I grow up so I don't have to be a burden to you anymore. If you say, it's like when people be like, your parents had a life before you, it make you feel like I made you so miserable and bitter, and like I just don't want to be here anymore because you don't want me to be here anymore. So why should I be here and put my best foot forward if the person who gave birth to me and made me come in this life doesn't want me? How am I supposed to look at somebody else for love if I feel like I'm not getting love at home? What do you do when you want to have somebody to talk to, but they like, you can't talk to them? You go to somebody else to talk to, and that's not who you want us to talk to. How am I supposed to come and talk to you and you don't listen to me, but somebody else may listen to me, but they not gonna treat me how you want me to be treated? You love me, but you don't show it. But they don't love me, but they act like they love me. So I'm going to go to the person that acts like they love me, and not the person who I'm going to go to the person who acts like they love me. Because when you grow up like this and you grow up with people who emotionally stunt your growth, you go looking for other people and you insecure. You go looking for other people for sex, for people who going to tell you, oh, you're pretty. That's why the first person to tell you you're pretty, I'm glad my mama never, they say your parent and your family is your first bully, point out every insecurity you have. And
Smart and go to school with people who telling them.
She said your first bully is your family. That's hard. That's tough.
That little girl, that young soul,
That's tough.
Young sister is WIZ Belittle.
And she piecing them together correctly.
And I feel like she just sunned the entire panel. I don't know what they said.
Straight up.
I don't know what they said, but she just sunned them all.
Yes.
Right. Bravo to the mother. Mm-hmm. Bravo to that young sister. Mm-hmm. Every word she's saying, I don't disagree with none of it.
None whatsoever.
Like whatever. Maybe she knew someone who grew up like I did, because whatever she's saying, I'm literally seeing flashbacks.
I think it's like I'm right there.
Dog,
I'm there with you.
Trying not to get upset.
You're allowed.
No, that's why the hidden is not to. I don't get upset. I gotta make it fun. I gotta stay on my toes.
There gotta be a purpose behind it.
Man,
there's a point. The feeling that comes, we need to understand what caused it so that we can propel and make ourselves better and stronger if need be. If not, just to recognize something. It may not heal in the right way right now or in the way we would want right now. It may just be something to point out, hey, maybe that might be quicksand over there. If I go over there, I know exactly how deep my heart and my spirit's about to go. Let me steer clear and let me make progress over here.
You want your kids to feel beautiful and smart and go to school with people who telling them the same thing you tell them. That's not gonna work. You can't want to be your children's love and shelter, but you're not that. That's materialistic things. If God was only materialistic to you, you will feel hurt. You need to have your spirit be healed. You need to have your spirit be fed. It's okay to have clothes and shoes and all this stuff, but what about my spirit? What about my emotions? What about my mental state? You can't be, you look pretty on the outside. You got me nice shoes. You got me nice things. But I'm struggling on the inside. Some people want to commit suicide, but they look good on the outside. Y'all focus on the outside so much that you don't take the time. You say you listen to your children, but 9 times out of 10, you're not really listening because we don't feel safe. You say you create a safe space, but that's 9 times out of 10 is not true. Because even though my parents never hit me or they never threatened to hit me, they words hurt even worse. When you telling me, you never say you disappointed in me, but your body language show it all. You look at me like I'm just like you can't believe how you raised this. Some people say it to their kids, I can't believe I raised somebody like this. Well, if you raised me so beautifully that you shared you is, how come I ended up like this?
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Your fault.
Whoo! Accountability.
Some people end up resenting their kids when they have them too young or they have them with the wrong person. Some people just realize that sometimes it's too late to recognize the trauma, because when you get older and I don't have to spend time with you, how often do you see me? When I don't have to live with you no more, how often do you see me? When I have some people get jobs, some people hang out with friends' house because they don't want to go home, and you refuse to recognize that you yourself have caused your child's trauma, whether you want to admit it or not. And that's the issue.
You have caused your child's trauma.
Yes, sir.
And that is the issue.
Yeah.
All this to say, man, is this young woman spoke such proud. My soul is touched.
Yeah.
I got mad love for her, and I don't even know her. And I applaud the folks, even if they have resentment in their hearts, for giving her a chance to speak.
She needed that platform,
yes, sir,
as well as others.
Yes, sir. And I hope her message touched so many other people. Right?
I hope it touches more parents than actual. I know I want it to touch and resonate with a lot of youths that are out there. But honestly, it has to start at the house.
Like I said, I think she's on the pen. I don't know what the conversation was before, but it definitely. And I hope it gave. Well, no, because in a sense, like, a child may get the heart to speak like she did, but their parents in private may not want to hear her, and they respond with, like she said, parents can be the biggest bully. So,
but I like the way she said that her conversations go with her mom, where she'll start off by saying, "Hey, mom, I need you to tell me when I'm getting disrespectful, because you know me." You can cater, you know how to cater to my temperament and how I am. But I need you to tell me, and you're the one that's gonna take care in telling me when to kind of slow down or when to stop or when to redirect, that kind of thing, which honestly takes a lot more maturity as an adult, which adults should be there enough for a child. That's why we shouldn't have broken people having these adult situations, as in adults that are not whole having children. Do you have anything else, my good sir?
No, man, I'm extremely happy about that video. That put me in good spirits.
This is an emotional.
I don't want to sound ethnicist.
No.
But I'm very happy that was a young black woman that said that. And I'm very happy she has a single.
Is that, you mean a colorist? No, colorist? Which one's colorist?
I'm creating my own word, just how they create stuff. Ethnicity is what I subscribe to.
Okay.
I don't play colorisms.
No, but I am
racisms. I don't do none of that. It's ethnicity. So,
I am happy as well.
Yeah.
I'm happy that it was a young black lady, young black girl as well, young woman, whom honestly she's on the right track to be a wonderful addition to anybody's family. Honestly, she sounds as though she's already put some thought into what type of mother she would want to be. I think she's got some good traits to pull from her mom. Someone that is open and initiating conversation to make it to where this young lady is so comfortable in expressing herself that she has to warn people about how blunt and how accustomed she is to speaking in this way. Go.
Her mother, I don't know if this is something that's just happened over time, but her mother sounds very hopeful. A lot of times when you see
I could take that.
Single mothers talk about, like, you get a sense of when these young women talk about men, speaking through what they've heard, their mothers
their experience,
talk about men in a very negative way.
Yeah,
and it sounds like from her mother's teachers and a conversation with her mother that she sounds like she's hopeful, right?
Progressive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah, I could take that.
Good. I love that video. That was a good.
Great example. Great example. So please comment, like, share, subscribe. But please take from this point, this moment. Learn, be better than you were before you started pressing play. And now we will all bid you adieu.